This is Sylvia Saber with OpTv Global headlines. Starting with the top international stories for the day.
A barrage of Russian missiles hit a large Ukrainian base near the border with NATO. Russia's defense ministry claimed that an airstrike had destroyed a large amount of weapons supplied by foreign nations. An American journalist was shot and killed by Russian forces in the town of Irpin. Ukraine's human rights monitor said Russia used phosphorus bombs in an attack on the town of Popasna. The United States has warned Beijing would face severe consequences if it helps Moscow evade sanctions. After the warning, Russia asked China for military and economic aid for its attack on Ukraine. Electricity supply has been restored at Ukraine's retired Chernobyl nuclear power plant that was seized by Russian forces. Energy officials in Kiev thanked their experts who averted the risk of a possible nuclear catastrophe. Pakistan will send emergency aid to Ukraine as a message of solidarity to the war-stricken people. Federal cabinet circulate an emergency summary for allocation of about ₹60 million, along with 2 aircraft to deliver aid goods in Poland. Pakistani ambassador to the United States, Asad Majid Khan, met leading people of community at Consulate General Los Angeles. He announced that the Pakistani consulate in San Francisco would be opened soon. U.S. National Security Advisor has condemned Iran's ballistic missile attack on Iraq's Erbil. Jake Sullivan said Washington is working to help Iraq get missile defense capabilities to defend itself. Saudi Arabia has executed 81 people convicted of crimes ranging from killings to belonging to militant group. It is the largest mass execution carried out in the kingdom in its modern history. Powerful 6.7 magnitude earthquake hits Indonesia's Sumatra Island. Meanwhile, a 6.4 magnitude quake strikes Philippines with no immediate reports on casualties in either countries. Up next, we have the national updates. Pakistan Navy demonstrated combat readiness through live weapon firing of anti-ship missiles and torpedoes in North Arabian Sea. Naval Chief commended commitment and professionalism of officers and men. Prime Minister Imran Khan has said he had entered politics with the objective make Pakistanis a single nation rather than just striving to know the prices of daily commodities. He said former premiers Nawaz Sharif and Asif Zardari had never condemned the United States, which fired some 400 drones inside Pakistan. Pakistan Muslim League Quaid-e-Azam leader Chaudhry Shujat has advised Prime Minister Imran Khan not to defame the political leaders of the country. He went on to suggest all politicians of Pakistani political forefront to abide by political values. Chairman Pakistan People's Party Bilawal Bhutto Zardari has asked the Chief Justice of Pakistan and the Chief Election Commissioner to intervene and ensure the protection of lawmakers' right to vote. The Muttahida Qawmi Movement Pakistan had kept its card close to its chest, keeping all options open for the crucial parliamentary process. MQM Pakistan said it would take a decision only in line with national and party interest. Pakistan International Airlines gets approval to operate direct flights to Australia. Travel time will be reduced to nearly 12 hours through direct flights. Massive fire that broke out a shopping plaza in Gulberg area of Lahore brought under control after a Chief Minister of Punjab, Sardar Usman Buzdar, has ordered inquiry to determine the cause of fire. The pollen count in Islamabad has started to increase at a great pace. Health experts advise asthma, diabetes and high BP patients to remain careful. The Khyber Pakhtunkhwa Wildlife Department has achieved its target of increasing the protected areas from 10% to 15%. The province has now 9 national parks, 87 community game reserves, 3 wildlife sanctuaries, and 2 wildlife refuges.
Full justice under law. We haven't yet lived up to that promise, marginalized communities across our nation. I'm Faisal Gill. I saw how the color of your skin, so I went to law school because I wanted to fight to make the law work for all, because I wanted to give back, because Black lives matter, because we need to incarcerate less and educate more. Deserves justice.
Up next, we have the health updates. Pfizer's CEO said that 4th dose of COVID-19 vaccine will be needed. The company is also working on a shot to handle all variants. Up next, we have the updates on science and technology. Western sanctions against Russia could cause the International Space Station to crash. The head of Russian Space Agency called for the punitive measures to be lifted. Up next, we have the sports updates. The test match between England and West Indies ended in a draw. The two teams are still at the bottom of the World Test Championship points table. Portuguese striker Cristiano Ronaldo breaks all-time goal record. His hat-trick brought a 3-2 victory to Manchester United against Tottenham. Up next, we have the entertainment updates. The trailer of Pakistani actors Sabaa Qamar and Zahid Ahmed's latest movie Ghabrana Nahi Hai is out. The thrilling trailer showcases drama, action, and dance numbers. Matt Reeves' The Batman continues to dominate the box office weeks after its release. Old classic brand Nirvana's Something in the Way also dominates streaming charts after featuring in The Batman. British luxury label Burberry has returned to the live fashion shows after 2 years. Burberry presented menswear and womenswear collections at London Catwalk. Up next, we have the business updates. Asian markets mostly fell as traders tracked developments in the Ukraine war and diplomatic efforts to bring the crisis to an end. Oil prices dropped, though the commodity remains elevated around $110 per barrel. World Bank has approved $435 million in financing for 3 projects in Pakistan. These projects will expand access to housing finance for low-income households and facilitate affordable housing developments in urban Punjab. Pakistan has launched the country's first locally assembled European vehicle, Peugeot 2008 SUV. The launch followed by the opening of 8 3S dealerships in 6 cities.
Justice under law. We haven't yet lived up to that promise, marginalized communities across our nation. I'm Faisal Gill. I saw how the color of your skin, so I went to law school because I wanted to fight to make the law work for all, because I wanted to give back, because Black lives matter, because we need to incarcerate less and educate more. Deserves justice.